Don't throw that. It's a computer.
We saw what happened to Hunter Biden when he did that with his. No! God damn it!
In a time where all podcasts are the same, two guys have decided that enough is enough. This is the League of UNextraordinary Gentlemen.
Most recent episode of the League of UNextraordinary Gentlemen. It's a rainy night here in Baltimore. Do you remember that old Counting Crows song? It's raining in Baltimore.
No.
It had this lyric that went, "It's raining in Baltimore, like 15 miles east." I don't know, but it was the only song I've ever heard that really mentioned Baltimore that wasn't like a rap song. So, anyway.
Definitely not rap.
Yeah, no.
I've seen Counting Crows in Baltimore before.
I saw him at West Virginia University. Adam, what's his name? Adam Horowitz, I think, is the singer. Remember, he was like the pale Jewish guy with the dreadlocks and a very interesting look. He got so drunk that he just like laid down on the stage, and everybody's like really mad and wanted their money back. He popped back up like 10 minutes later and did a great rendition of Mr. Jones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they do things. Apparently, they hate playing Mr. Jones live because it's like pretty simple. I guess it's like 4 or 5 chords. I love playing it. Mr. Jones is a fun song, but I think it just got so big and they had to play it so much that he's gone on record.
It was their free bird.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, we fucking hate playing Mr. Jones because that's everybody just yells.
Maybe that's why when I heard it live, it was terrible.
Yeah, they did a different version where they had like a accordion maybe,
yeah,
and it was like a slowed down version. Yeah, they try to play some alternate version of their most popular song.
Yeah.
Nobody really digs it.
I was pretty intoxicated when I heard it, which really speaks volumes because usually when you're drunk, music just sounds so much better.
Especially the Counting Crows.
Especially the Counting
Oh,
Crows.
man. I had a very unextraordinary week. I don't have any tall tales of trips to Dallas or sporting events or really anything. I did go to happy hour. I went to happy hour Friday. There's a Mother's down the street from my house. I was, well, it's not really like summertime, but I was in the mood for sangria. So, and they make like a really good, they have it in like the tub back there where you can like see them dipping it out.
Oh, wow.
So it's been steeped. I think steeped is the word. Maybe that only happens with tea. I don't know.
Every time I've experienced something like that, it's more just like a jungle juice party.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, there's usually more flavor. Anyway, I had a couple glasses of sangria. It was
like
good.
Fruit floating in it?
Yeah, they had fresh
right.
fruit. It was a red. I got to do red sangria. I can't do white. Do you like sangria?
I'm picky about my sangria.
Me too. It can't be too sweet.
I'd say if I'm gonna drink it, like Tio Pepe's downtown is where you get
Downtown Baltimore?
Yeah, downtown Baltimore. That's where I'm definitely going to go to drink my sangria.
I don't think I've ever been to Tio Pepe's. What part of town is that in?
It's just south of like University of Baltimore.
Okay.
It's right off of Charles Street.
Right in the city, right in the heart of it.
Yeah.
Right in the harbor almost.
No, you're...
Fed Hill?
No, it's not that far down.
Mount Vernon?
Yeah, probably.
Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon-y.
Eureka. We've got a bingo.
But they have the red and the white, and both are delicious. And when you order it, they're like, would you like the large craft or the small craft?
Is it okay to drink sangria in, like, March?
Yeah, I don't think there's any wrong time.
I don't know. It's kind of, I feel like it's more of like a summer beverage. Like, if you're going to have a lime in your beer, it should be, like, July or August, right? I don't know. I kind of equate it to the same thing.
If you had it on the palate and you indulged, and it made you happy, it doesn't matter when it happens.
I had 2 glasses of sangria and 2 lemon drop shots with my wife. We had, they have these wings there, by the way. I want to take you to get them. They have this flavor. It's called, like, honey buffalo.
Okay.
Out of this world good. I'm talking like I could
honey
eat.
buffalo?
Yeah, it's sweet and it's spicy and it's saucy and you dip it right in the blue cheese. I mean, right in the blue cheese. I had blue cheese and sauce all over my mouth. I looked like I had blown a chicken.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my interest.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take you there
blue
with honey buffalo.
I'm all in.
All right, good.
Fuck the ranch, all blue cheese.
And then Sunday, I had on Sunday, the day, not my wife's name, Jesse and I went to, he invited me to G&M crab cakes. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been to G&M? No. Holy shit, are they good. We got to go.
Better than Woody's?
Yeah, Woody's is right there. Woody's is really good. G&M's got, it's almost like what holds the crab cake together. The lump meat is almost like the mustard of the crab. Yeah. They've got they're like wet almost on it. Between them and Papa's, I think, are the two best crab cakes in the state.
Price pound for pound. How are we talking cost wise?
It was $30 for a one, I guess it was 8 ounce maybe or 16 large. It was like a softball size crab cake with 2 sides, and I got a Caesar salad and
it's basically a 2 crab cake platter just rolled into one.
I guess remember the Jimmy's one was like $80.
Yeah,
it was outrageous. Jimmy's Seafood. Yeah. It wasn't even the best crab cake I've ever had. It was pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to tell you Jimmy's is a bad crab cake, but it wasn't twice as good as Jimmy.
If this compares against Woody's, then that's saying something.
Well, is that your favorite? I was going to ask you what you think your favorite crab
cake. Yeah, I would
cake
say that's kind of my baseline.
Now that's in Delaware. What's your favorite Maryland crab cake establishment?
I'd say Pappas is probably right there.
Yeah.
There is a place, I don't remember the name of it, down in Greektown that you can get them where they're not
Box Hill. The Box Hill place.
I just know you can get them where they're not cooked yet, and you take them home and fucking broil them. And
Vinny Serrato always talks about those on 105.7 The Fan.
Fantastic.
I would say G&M. Flip a coin between Pappas and G&M. Any just whatever mood I was stricken with. Tells me which cake I would go with.
Whatever was on your palate.
I ain't kicking neither of their cakes out of bed or my mouth.
For eating crackers?
Absolutely not. Oh, man. Well, so anyway, I think I need to take you to G&M, and I also need to take you to Mother's. We need to do a couple of corporate outings.
Sounds like a little bit of a mandate happening.
We got to do a couple of corporate outings, bring the company card so I don't have to keep dropping all this money on booze. April Fool's Day, I didn't get gagged at all, and I didn't even get gagged by social media. I figured that everybody tries to I tried to hit a couple of my buddies with a bizarre Ravens trade that was believable. The Saints just signed Andy Dalton, so I texted a few guys, "Hey, can you believe we traded for Taysom Hill? All we had to give up was a 4th-round pick." And everybody's like, "Fuck you, right. April Fools!" I couldn't get anybody. I thought that was
believable. Sadly, I just kept getting had all day because the state of the world, it's there's so much crazy shit that 3, 4, 5 years ago I would have never believed it, but it's reality. So I was buying into some stupid shit, taking the bait. But the best was I got my kids with the old fake poop trick in the morning. Mm-hmm. So my youngest
you made them think that you shit on the floor?
No, I got my youngest daughter to think the timing was great. She came out of the bathroom as I was coming out of the bedroom, and I just went right in. And I just lay like a fake turd on the toilet seat. And I was just like, "What did you do?"
Oh, you put it on the toilet seat?
And she came up and I was like, "They're supposed to go in the toilet." Oh. And she was like, "I didn't do that." I was like, "I don't know how you're telling me you didn't do it. It's sitting right there in front of both of us. Didn't you just leave the bathroom?"
You didn't even go with the dog shit on the floor in her room. Mm-hmm. You went with one of the humans shit on the toilet
these
seat?
Kids are crazy. It's not unheard of for them to just shit on the toilet seat. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but she clearly knew it wasn't her, so she's sitting there thinking my dad or my mom shit on the toilet seat.
No. She was definitely trying to make sure she hadn't done. I was selling her on it.
What's the biggest miss you've ever, or the biggest mistake you've ever made? Say, headed to the bathroom. Have you ever missed? Have you ever not shit in the toilet or pit? Have you ever, or you were drunk and pissed on the carpet? What's your biggest? Eliminating your waste faux pas that you've ever done? I had a buddy while you're thinking about it.
Oh, I got one. I don't know if I want to disclose it.
Yeah, go ahead. You're gonna do it. You know my buddy Eric Fraser? You know Fraser.
Yeah, I know Fraser.
Doctor. Dr. Eric Fraser. He used to get really drunk at high school parties and stuff. We'd be like, "Oh no, where'd Eric go?" Because he would just black out and he'd just go piss in the most random places.
I got friends that did that.
Yeah, I'd find him at 1 in the morning, pissing and I'd be like, "Eric," and he'd be at my house and be like, "Hey, what's up, Stefan?" Didn't even, and he's just pissing on a pile of my laundry. He's not even in the bathroom. It's "Hey, you're pissing on my fucking clothes."
Yeah.
And then he just goes back to sleep. It's the next morning, be like, "I'm sorry, I didn't remember that." Your worst?
I was in Prague.
Okay.
And
What'd your diet consist of?
potentially blacked out.
Okay.
And came to, and I was dropping a deuce in the shower. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It was a long week of.
That's not bad. One time when I was a kid, I want to say I was like 10. I had to shit really bad, and I ran into the bathroom, and I was distracted. There was like a magazine or a book, and I went to shit, and I took my pants down, and I leaned over the bowl, and I shit. I was like, I'm really smelling this. And I looked down, and the toilet seat lid was closed. I shit right on top of the toilet seat
The old
lid.
mountaintop.
Yeah. When I tell you it was gross, it was like a dog had just taken a huge shit.
Well, think about it.
Right. Yeah.
There's a strategy on how you're getting that in, because you can't lift the lid. Like, yeah, you're in quite a pickle there.
This is gross. Let's get off of
Yeah,
this
let's
topic.
change
I'll
topics.
tell you one last one about you were saying getting drunk in the shower.
Let's tell more.
This isn't like a shit story. When I was at West Virginia, I got like hammered at the dorms. It was my freshman year, and I was like, oh, I'm so drunk. And we had the showers, like the group showers. Or whatever. They were isolated one-hitter showers, but it was like a bit, like the locker room atmosphere of a dorm. And so I was like, I'm so drunk, I'm just gonna go like try to sober up in the shower. And so I went in and I was like hammered. And as you do when you're drunk, I like sat down, in the shower, and I fucking passed out. And I leaned over and flopped over, and I covered up the drain. And there's like this much of a lip, like an inch or 2 inches on the shower.
almost
And I
drowned
passed
yourself?
out, and I came to like 20 minutes later. It was like. I almost drowned myself in like an inch of
couple
water.
inches of water. Hey,
Yeah.
it only takes 2 inches to drown.
Man, I'll tell you, I did not graduate from there. It was the #1 party school in the nation when I was there. It dropped to #4 after I left. That should tell you my impact.
Yeah. Well, you had a good time. You got good stories like that. So.
Eric, what's going on with Bruce Willis?
I don't know. I mean, he's losing his hair. I mean,
No, I think he's like really sick.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
think he's ever gonna act again.
yeah, they're saying he's done. He's hanging up the old gloves, the acting gloves.
Well, what's this
Apparently,
condition
the illness.
he has?
It's apparently a symptom, not the disease. Where
Aphasia. It's called aphasia.
He basically just start losing control of his verbal skills.
He won't
and
be able
being
to speak.
Talk. So that's sad.
That was all of a sudden.
Yeah.
He put out 22 shit movies in the last 4 years. I think you made fun of him a few weeks ago, actually, about the amount of terrible movies that Bruce Willis was putting out. But apparently his mental capacity was declining all this time. People were honestly like, why is Bruce Willis putting out all of these horrible movies? Because they're terribly reviewed. I think it makes sense
I mean,
now.
yeah, a lot of them I haven't even heard of.
I know. It's sad. It's super
Gasoline
sad.
Alley?
I'm wondering what you think is Bruce Willis's finest role or his best movie, if you had to.
That's definitely tough. I'm going to go with the classic Die Hard. And then the other one that I think he did a really good job, but I'm also biased towards it, is Sin City. I thought was a very good movie.
Yeah, he was great in Sin City. Sin City was an awesome film. It was like a graphic novel or a comic book come to life. I think I loved him in The Sixth Sense. Do you remember The Sixth Sense? It wasn't even like one of his action-heavy roles. He just brought so much gusto to that role and made that such a memorable film. That movie was when we were all like, whoa, M. Night Shyamalan is definitely going to be the best director of the next 30 years.
M. Night Shyamalan.
And then every movie he did after that was complete dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was there was the twist.
Yeah, well, he tried to make every movie have some bizarre twist, and then everybody was just expecting it. Like The Village, remember The Village?
Yeah.
Where it was all in modern times?
Yeah.
William Hurt, or John, he just died too.
All right, he was in
He
that.
was the dad in that.
He was like the, what do you want to call him? The exalted ruler of the group there. Yeah. But again, Armageddon was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Fifth Element. I mean, come on.
Oh,
Multipass.
Lilo Dallas, Multipass.
I mean, that's a timeless classic.
Yeah, Looper. Remember he did Looper?
He was great in Friends. Loved him in Friends.
Yeah, he was good. Johnny Dangerously. Do you remember that from the 80s?
No, I don't.
That
one I don't.
It was good.
Pulp Fiction.
Or no, it was Hudson Hawk. I'm sorry, it was Hudson Hawk.
No, that's a great
Not Johnny
movie.
Dangerous.
That movie. I watched it recently. I was like, God, this movie is awful. But I can't help but watch it.
We're going to go watch a block of Bruce Willis films over this
Funny, because
week.
there's one he was in. It was called the 13 Blocks. 13 Blocks.
13 Blocks with Mos Def.
Yeah,
that was
Mos
real
Def.
good. I remember that.
That
That movie was in real time, which means it took place. The movie was an hour and a half, and it took place over like an actual hour and a half.
Yeah, right.
One of those rare real-time
films.
Yeah.
And then one of my other favorite guilty pleasures, The Last Boy Scout.
Oh, yeah, with Damon Wayans.
Damon Wayans.
I think that's a good movie.
Again, I watched it again
the guy's
recently.
running the football at the end, and he's just shooting guys.
People just running down the field.
Yeah.
And then he caps himself.
Oh, man, I can't wait till we get to the sports news later.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
God,
man.
I don't know. Bruce Willis, I keep going. He's just got a lot of...
Yeah, I'm sad that he's not going to act anymore.
Yeah,
That was
me
all
too.
of a sudden. I felt like I wasn't ready for Bruce Willis to stop acting.
Just so you know, he has 6 movies in post-production. So
Excellent.
he ain't done quite yet.
Excellent. Glad to hear it, and I hope he keeps making movies. It doesn't sound like it's happening.
Probably
Ooh,
not.
terrible transition. What do you see if you said something about a malfunctioning projector? What's this?
Yeah,
what's this
speaking
news?
of the silver screen, you and I were chatting about that it was maybe a week or so ago. There was a woman that apparently the theater projector broke down, and one of the viewers decided to entertain the room.
Oh, yeah,
Took
that
it
lady
upon
that
herself
stood up to do stand-up.
to do some stand-up, and boy, was it terrible.
Yeah, that was horrible.
It was so uncomfortable to watch. At one point, she yelled at somebody and was like, "You get up here and try to entertain the people."
Well, there was an Asian audience member who was like, "You suck, sit down," basically. And she was like, "Wow, I've never seen a racist Asian person before." And they had nothing to do with the person being Asian. It was actually her being racist to the person.
Boy. Oh, boy.
It was real weird, real awkward.
Her poor daughter was sitting there the whole time.
So we booked her. I can't wait to
Yes.
see her at Snifters next
Yeah.
week. No.
By the way, she came in real cheap, by the way.
All right. You're going on spring break next week?
Yeah, going down to Florida.
Florida. Nice. And you're going to you said you're going to take your kids to the Epcot park?
Yeah, we're going to hit up Epcot.
I like it. You know what I love about Epcot is you can go around the world and not even leave Florida.
Yeah.
You know?
We're going to dupe my kids into thinking they're getting the whole Disney World experience on this trip, and
that's
they're just going to get one park.
That's when they go, "Where's Daddy?" And they go, "He's just in Germany at Oktoberfest and he's been there for the last 7 hours."
So we're flying Southwest, and weird, I came across this article this week, which makes me a little uncomfortable taking my young children on Southwest, and apparently there was a passenger this past week who's accused of masturbating not once, not twice, hell, not even 3 times, but 4 times on a flight in front of this woman. And
He was accused of it?
No.
This is what I don't understand.
so
it's like, wait, are you masturbating? Like, nope.
No. Hold on.
And the
He admitted
the blanket just keeps moving.
the public masturbation. He said he didn't do anything wrong, so he felt that this was okay and that it was kind of kinky.
Was he masturbating under the blanket?
The funniest part is the woman seated next to McGarity reacted to this by taking pictures.
Of course. Proof.
Of him engaged in the act. After he fell asleep, she then told a crew member about her experience and was allowed to move to another seat. I can't believe she waited for him to finish and to take a nap.
Yeah, she seemed like she was kind of into
I think
it.
she was kind of down
She's
with
like
it.
taking pictures.
Fucking taking pictures.
I also like how he was accused of it. Like, that's what I picture. Like she's like sitting there with like headphones in, like kind of sleeping, and he's just like, she like opens her eyes, and he's like, oh, you know, like trying not, because he was accused of it. You know,
Well,
what I
here,
mean?
hold on.
Like,
It says he allegedly admitted masturbating 2 orgasms, so he finished to the FBI agents.
can you imagine being this FBI agent? Now tell me, sir.
Hold on.
When you were masturbating, did you climax? It's important, sir. Don't lie. I'm with the FBI.
He said he asked the woman who reported it if she minded, so he asked for permission, and her response was allegedly, she threw her hands in the air and said, "It really doesn't matter."
Eric, can you imagine this awkwardness too? Like, you just get on a flight. Like, picture us strangers. We just got on a flight. Like, hey, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Where are you flying to? Well, I guess we're both going to Houston, huh?
Well, I'm connecting. So I'm
you're-
heading to San Francisco.
Gotcha. Cool. What are you reading? What is that?
Oh, this is it's a thriller novel.
Oh, nice. Do
Yeah.
you mind if I masturbate in the seat next to you while we fly? How did you bring that up? You know what I mean? How does
Doesn't really matter.
I like the moxie of the guy to be like, yeah,
Right.
well, I'm just gonna go for it.
So he's been added to the no-fly list. So he's banned for life from Southwest. But here's my question that I pose to you and to the listeners: does this count as joining as a member of the Mile High Club?
No. I mean, you have to
He
fuck.
cli-
you have to have
he
sex with someone
orgasmed.
else. No.
And but he did it 4 times. I mean, come on, we got
You're right,
quantity
but the
here.
Mile High Club is that you get to have sex with someone, not your hand.
Well,
That's masturbating on a plane.
all right. I didn't know that it had to be sex. I thought it just an orgasm was
I think
necessary.
it's cheating to. I mean, anybody.
So
could
what
go
if you have
masturbate
sex
in the
but don't
bathroom.
orgasm? What if you get interrupted and you can't
still
orgasm?
join the Mile High Club. I don't think the climax
So it
is what-
requires penetration.
Yes, penetration on a plane is the Mile High Club, not rubbing your dick until explosion.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
that's
Does it really matter?
I mean, it's cool. It's like, hey, I masturbated like whatever 10,000 feet above the earth.
To this chick, and she said it was okay.
Yeah, I like that he didn't even go in the bathroom and just like think about her. He just started fucking pulling his dick out.
I want to know, is he a window seat or an aisle seat? Or the middle seat? Ooh. Can you imagine just like falling asleep and just feeling like your elbow getting just like
Yeah.
that?
Just
And
roll-
you
yeah.
know it's tight as shit. Ugh. Yeah.
All right. Last thing I wanted to say, this story was so bizarre that I just wanted to bring it up. It's not about anyone masturbating without the permission of anyone else. Do you remember the band No Doubt?
Of course I do. I'm a
Gwen
big
Stefani
fan.
and
Gwen Stefani. Yeah.
so their bassist was the guy she used to date, like the Indian-looking guy with the blonde hair. So he has a home in Los Angeles. This story I just read, his family was recently terrorized the past few months with unannounced and unwelcomed visits from a very particular guy named George Leonardopoulos. Oh, he's a Greek, watch out. So he said one of these such alleged drop-ins was last week when he came to their front gate, buzzed the intercom, and told the guy's wife that he used to live there with the previous owner of the property, and that previous owner was Heath Ledger, who's obviously dead. And then he said he purchased...
He's been dead a really long time.
And then he said that even creepier. He said it was gravely important that they would let him in so he could pop into the garage and quote unquote wake Heath, telling them if you know what's good for you, you will let me in. And it was all
Wow, that's a bold statement.
It was all to the day. It would have been marking Heath Ledger's 43rd birthday. Can you imagine if this fucking happened to you? Just some creeper.
What, was this actually previously Heath Ledger's home?
I don't know. It doesn't say it in the article.
Terrible
I hope it
TMZ
was.
article.
I hope it was. But either way, I mean, Heath Ledger's been dead for years, and this guy just shows up at your front
When
door
did
and
Heath
says,
Ledger
if you know
die?
what's good
It's
for
been
you.
at least a decade, I
No,
think.
yeah, maybe. When did The Dark Knight come out? 12 years ago? 2008?
Yeah, 2008 or 10.
Well,
I feel like
anyway.
it was like 2010 when he died.
The article finished...
8, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. He's been dead for 13 years, and somebody just shows up like, hey, can I wake up Heath
Baker's
Ledger?
dozen.
Oh, I liked at the end of the article saying, it's a weird story. No doubt.
Ooh, ba-da-bop. Bing.
Wanna do sports?
Yeah, let's do some
Let's do sports.
Jump shots. Goals. Running. Balls. Defense. Champions.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marv Albert, and welcome to another edition of Statless Sports.
Thank you, Marvin. Now, scores from around the league, where last night the Placenta, California Ripcords pulled out the victory, upsetting the Blowing Rock, North Carolina Rock Blowers 177-43. The star of the game was Geronimo Suck Me Sideways Silvertoes, as he poured in 68 for the Rock Blowers. The Placenta have been getting chewed up as late and need to feed their best players if they hope to regain the magic from earlier this season. The Blowing Rock Blowers continue climbing, winners of their last 8. Roll, baby. Roll. And in real sports news, I should say other sports news, Did you see Tiger Woods, Eric, announced today that he will be playing in the Masters?
I saw that.
It's a big deal because Tiger is 50. He has 15 majors, so he's 3 behind Jack Nicklaus with 18. Jack Nicklaus has the most majors. He has 5. Tiger has 5 Masters wins. That's 1 behind Jack Nicklaus, who has 6 wins. And Tiger also has over 120 affairs, cheating on his wife over and over again during an epic 5-year stretch. So,
oh man, I just.
Line.
Do you remember Happy Gilmore?
Of course I remember.
Do you remember
Happy
the scene
Gilmore.
where the guy comes barreling down the fairway in a car and hits him? I feel like that's how Tiger Woods is truly gonna end his golf career. He's just gonna barrel a Cadillac SUV down a fairway at a pro tour, and that's gonna be the end. How many car accidents has he been in?
A lot.
That should be on the list right there.
Tiger Woods' wife said he was a saint and he was the best guy until he met Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley, and he started hanging out with them.
Oh yeah,
he
I'm
just
sure.
Became a total piece of shit.
I'm sure.
That takes us to the basketball court. Last
man.
piece of news: Georgia youth basketball players violently attack a referee after the game. Cops are investigating. Several youth basketball players beat the hell out of a referee following a game in Georgia over the weekend, violently punching and kicking. It was all captured on video. The best part of it, the alarming scene went down Sunday at Stronghold Christian Church in Lithonia, Georgia.
If that an oxymoron.
A rep for the church went on record saying it's a truly unfortunate turn of events that took place during the game that was held at our facility. We open our doors to the community, and our goal is to provide an atmosphere conducive for enjoyment, enrichment, and beating the shit out of referees. Oh, man.
What is this world coming to?
I don't know.
Did he just make a bad call?
Do you think it was Will Smith's fault?
Could be.
All right. Continue, Eric. You had a little news here.
Yeah, I had a little news here. Some sports world news. I came across an article. Ray Lewis, a previous Ravens player.
I've heard of him.
Probably. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
I think he is. Yeah, right. Well, his son plays for Kentucky, wide receiver. He got a DUI. But I think the biggest offense here is that he got 2 catches for 4 yards this season.
Yeah, it doesn't really hurt the University of Kentucky's football program, does it?
That's about it for that one.
Not really walking in Dad's footsteps on the field.
On the field. As far as unextraordinary sports, I have an update. There's some pretty wild world headlines in the trampolining sport.
Tell me all about it, Eric.
First, I want to educate you and the listeners. Trampolining is the act of stretching one's scrotal skin out with 2 hands using the thumb and forefinger until smooth, with the penis resting on top, then move the scrotum up and down at various speeds to have the penis bounce off of it continuously. I'm sorry, that was the Urban Dictionary definition. The real one is it's just competitively jumping on a trampoline.
Thank God. I thought that's what we were talking about. For a moment there, you really went down a rabbit hole.
But in the wild world sports of trampolining,
of course,
4-time Olympic medalist Chinese trampoline gymnast Dong Dong has decided to call in his bouncing career and announced retirement. And even though his likeness is to a penis, Dong, he will not be pounding his way towards the next Summer Olympics.
That's sad. Dong Dong.
And that's all I got for sports today.
All right, yours were very focused on dicks.
Really? Didn't even notice.
Welcome back. Eric, what did you watch this week? Tell us all about it.
So, I'm barreling through The Last Kingdom. Season 3 is just keeps getting better and better. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but I highly recommend this series.
Kingdom.
It's easily an 8. It's holding strong. You know what? No, I'm going to go 8.5 with the potential to close out with a 9.
Wow.
But I'm right about the halfway point of the series.
Are you going to give it a Jolly, one of your famous Joliker awards?
Yeah.
This one might get a jolly.
Might get a jolly.
Oh my goodness.
And
the last show to get that was The Sex Lives of College Girls.
Yes, it was.
You don't give them out like they're candy,
don't.
though.
I do not. I did watch the new Blade Runner 2024.
Oh, I've seen that. That's good.
And really?
Yeah, I thought the movie was good.
It was okay until Jared Leto piped into it as the bad guy.
Oh, yeah, I hate Jared Leto.
He was fucking terrible. I just saw the silhouette of him when he was like introduced into the movie, and I was like, is that Jared Leto's silhouette that I see? Because if it is, I might have to turn this off.
This is a good lead-in because I have some information here about a movie called Morbius that he's in that just came out. It's called like Morbius the Living Vampire. He plays some like C-list Spider-Man villain. This is really good. I'm glad. I want you to guess.
Oh man, our topics are intertwining.
So the reviews for
unintentionally.
The reviews for Morbius are out. I wanted you to guess what the score for Morbius is on Rotten Tomatoes.
4.5.
Come on, make a real guess. It goes from 0 to 100.
Oh, it's 100. I thought it was 0 to 10.
No, it goes from 0 to 100.
A 45.
Lower.
Oh my God, really? 32.
Lower.
20.
Lower.
Shit, did it get a 9?
17% fresh.
Oh, well, I wasn't far with 4.5.
On Rotten Tomatoes.
My first guess.
Yeah, but you undershot. You understand how this goes. You're supposed to guess higher so that it sounds better.
Oh,
more
okay.
impactful. You don't undercut it. Anyway, yeah, it wasn't unreal. 17% fresh. Jared Leto is now the star of both the worst reviewed Marvel, which is this film, and DC films. Is it lower now? Oh, it's down to 16%. It's like a stock ticker. It's down to 16%.
We got breaking news. It's dropped again.
So Jared Leto was in the worst reviewed DC movie, Suicide Squad. And he's like the Daniel Day-Lewis of terrible films.
Go back to, 30 Seconds from Mars or
Yeah.
To Mars or whatever.
And I wanted to tell you, if you remember back, like he's in House of Gucci, and he inexplicably wears a fat suit and prosthetics to play a character who was not fat. Like, and he talks like this, a Super Mario. Like, he nearly ruined the movie. It, like, took me out of it completely. He's like method acts for the worst roles. Like, he was sending used condoms to people when he was playing the Joker.
Yeah.
And it was like, you were in the movie for 45 seconds.
Yeah.
All your scenes got cut. You're a terrible actor, Jared Leto.
He almost, I also got tired of just staring blankly and silently at Gosling. I got tired of his lazy eye. Like I was just like, all right, he's got a lazy eye. We get it.
He's so handsome.
I know, but it just got boring. I mean, it was like an hour. It was like
I'm
a
sorry,
2-hour.
Eric, that there weren't college girls fucking each other every other
Well,
scene. Okay?
Robin, I don't remember.
Robin
Wright was
film.
trying to bang him at one moment in the movie, and it went right over his head.
Have you ever seen the original Blade Runner?
Yes, it's fantastic.
Well, this was a solid follow-up, I thought.
I don't agree.
What did you give it? 1 to 10.
1 to 10. I'm gonna go with I will be nice. I'll go 5.5, maybe 6. 5.5. We'll go with 5.5.
Would you say it's better than Dune or worse than Dune?
I haven't seen that yet. I gotta watch that. So
Same director.
I can't. I'm gonna be hard pressed to watch it. Then.
Dune won 6 Oscars. You should watch it.
Yeah, but Oscars are just them all patting themselves on the back. Like most of the movies that they
Dune was
are
better
on
than Blade
there.
Runner. Dune was better than Blade Runner.
All right. Well, I may have to take your word for it.
I want you to watch Dune and get back to me.
Well, I've got JFK on the list, and that's
Me
like
too.
a fucking 4-hour movie.
We've got a spring break to watch JFK.
I'm glad I didn't watch it yet, because you clearly haven't either. And
I watched it, but I knew you didn't, so I knew that we couldn't talk about it.
Liar!
I'll tell you what I watched, debuted last week, was Moon Knight.
Oh, yes.
Starring Oscar Isaac, and Oscar Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
What do I mean by that? You'll have to tune in, I suppose. He's got a split personality.
Sounds like multiplicity.
Yeah. I would give it a solid 7. I think it's gonna get better. It just needed to establish a lot. They're describing it as like Indiana Jones meets Fight Club. I would just say that's a pretty accurate description.
All right.
But
which Indiana Jones?
Like any of them, it's just very like world trotting. He's like an archaeologist type.
All right.
Not the Temple of Doom, I guess. I don't know.
The Last Crusade?
Well, it's not like religiously themed yet, but there's gods and Egyptian gods and things of that nature. Ethan Hawke's in it.
All right.
He looks like he's going to play the villain. Oscar Isaac does like an American accent and then like a British accent. I think he's going to have some more accents. I'm not sure. It's a solid 7. Moon Knight. He's beating the shit out of other people.
All right.
I think that's the tagline for the show. Moon Knight. He's beating the shit out of other people. All right, that wraps up movies.
Hold on. I got one last thought I had to make.
Jesus
here.
Christ, Eric.
Sorry.
Eric, we're running out of time.
Sorry.
I was gonna transition into your Jared Leto thing.
Fine.
Go ahead, Eric. It's already ruined.
Fine.
Transition's over.
No, I was gonna say I just watched the Reacher series, and I remember I said something about him being the actor Alan Ritchson. Very familiar. There's a series called Blue Mountain State. It's like a fratty football comedy, and it's really funny. And he is in that. And I was like, Thad? Yes. It's so that's like an 8 or a 9, that series. It's a really good comedy. Highly recommend it. All right, transition away.
All right. So, Eric, we bring it to the final segment of the evening, and a little bit we like to call Earth is Full. I'm going to let you go first because I may agree with you for the first time in a long time. This would have transitioned better had you let me a moment ago.
All right, well, calling it out ain't going to make it any better. So, you hate Shia LaBeouf.
I do.
All right, for his method acting ways, and this is a very organic how this all tied together. We did not talk about this before the show at all, for probably the first time ever. And Jared Leto. And it's very funny because that same article about Morbius is why it came up, and it has this stupid picture of him with the lenses in his eyes, just like in Blade Runner. Terrible method acting, and it talked about how he pretended to be disabled while filming, and they started really pushing him to use a wheelchair, no pun intended, because he was using crutches to go to the bathroom, and it was wasting production time. Think about the money wasted because he's so busy in his process method acting by using crutches and pretending to be disabled. I think he's my Shia LaBeouf, and I think he just needs to take his band, and they just need to get off Earth and just head to Mars.
Take 30 seconds.
Go to Mars.
Head to Mars.
Yeah.
That's so good,
Like
Eric.
that.
Oh, man. No, shit. That was the best pun we have had on the history of this show. Oh, man. The last one, I can't name names for mine because they weren't given in the article. but the idiocy on display over the weekend. So there were 5 friends. There was a rapper, a 24-year-old rapper that went by the name Goonew. Goonew. He died from some fatal gunshot wounds a few weeks ago at a District Heights parking lot. But over the weekend, 5 of his friends contributed to prop his body up.
Holy shit!
And display it in the club. So they embalmed the guy's body.
He's hanging there, dead.
In the clothes he would wear, and propped him up.
He's got a crown on his head
for the funeral.
It's got to be on the screen.
Put the picture up. Look, guys, I'm all about honoring the dead, but I think
they have fireworks in front of it.
I think when you embalm the body, dress it and prop it up in a club, probably like while Lil Jon and the East Side Boys was thumping in the background, maybe that's disrespectful to the dead, right?
That is so
I'm sorry,
creepy.
fellas. Terrible idea. If this is the kind of things that our youth is going to keep perpetuating in the future, Earth is full. You 5 gentlemen got to go join Jared Leto on his spaceship. That's gonna do it, right? I mean, that's signs of the end are everywhere. Also,
once again,
last thing I'll say is though, if I die before you,
I want me to get you stuffed.
I want you to stuff me and put me on stage at one of our comedy shows.
Just
I want you to you have my full permission. I want to be taxidermied though. I don't want to be embalmed. I want it to be like
straight up
leathery,
stuffed.
like leather face. Like my skin's kind of cracking a little bit. You know, and you can put me in any sort of like big time and comedy.
We're gonna oil you
t-shirt.
up real good, make
That's
you
good.
glisten.
You have my full permission to do that.
All right, we'll just stuff you and plant you on the couch in the
just
green
have
room.
me like holding a microphone.
I mean, they didn't do much different with this. He's there with his hand in his pocket, and wow, yeah.
Anything more unextraordinary than that?
No, I didn't get to bitch this one, but I'll save it for next time.
Go on vacation, spend a week with your wife and kids. I'm
Oh,
sure you'll have plenty to bitch about on your way back. Thank you, Dark Continent. Good night. And as always, this episode has been completely
Unextraordinary.
This is the League of Unextraordinary Gentlemen.
It's tasty. I don't get this sort of treat very often.
I'm a good handler.
Mm-hmm.
I treat my monkey well.